body or some people that I really like, that I've been a fan of for the longest time, probably 2017, right? Earthgang, The Perfect Fantasy. Like, they dropped the album, they dropped the project. And if you follow Earthgang, if you follow Dreamville, if you follow what they do, this was pretty much a collection of songs that they've released. They released EPs, like 2 or 3 EPs in the past. They released Lucy's singles in the past, and this is just a culmination of all those songs. At the beginning of the album, you got a different feel, different music that you probably didn't hear, but once it got to the meat and potatoes of the album, all it was is recycled songs that had already came out, and it seemed like people didn't really pay attention to those songs, because why would you re-release those songs, and they've been on the streaming sites for months? Why are you recycling this music on a project and you calling it a new album, right? Is it because you didn't get the streams? Is it because you didn't get the looks? Like, what's going on? And you're not on Interscope anymore, right? You're just with Dreamville, and I don't know anybody from Dreamville that's even talking about this album. When we look at the Breakfast Club interview with Earthgang, and you could see that they didn't really fool with Dreamville like that. They didn't really care for Dreamville like that. The way they talked about Dreamville was so nonchalant. They got respect, they got honor for Cole, but for the system of it all, and yes, being able to release your music independently and do what you want to do, yeah, that's freedom. But the marketing, the push, the advertising behind them, it seems like it's non-existent. We look at the views of the YouTube video that Earthgang did for Breakfast Club, it was very minuscule, right? And not saying that the views like mean something, but that lets me know, like, do they have a real fan base? Do they have real people checking for them? This is the first time I even saw them on Breakfast Club. And you mean to tell me they fan base can't go out there and support, can't go out there and leave comments, can't go out there and show some love? Right? And I know why, because they dropping this bullshit. They dropping these already recycled songs, this meaningless piece of work. Yeah, it got a couple of hits on it. It got a couple of good songs that I like, but it's very underwhelming. But it's very light. It's a very light pack. It would get on the scale and barely weigh a few pounds. It's skinny. It's anorexic. It's slim. It's a light pack. Earthgang, I've been waiting for good music since mama told me. Since Strays with Rabies, since Robots. Right, from rags to riches, I've been waiting. Mirrorland, I've been waiting. Right? Ghetto Gods, that was a godly album. What the fuck happened? This isn't like you all. Doc. Johnny Venus, this isn't like you. And y'all said y'all got away from catering to your fan base and you tried to do something else and you tried to do something new. This is not your fan base. This is not the old Earthgang I remember. This is not the Spillage Village that I grew up to love. And not even grew because I was listening to y'all as an adult, but as an adult I can understand. My mind is fully developed, and since it's developed I can tell that this is not what that is. And I see people saying this is a good album. This is good. I like this music. It's a different sound. And sometimes it's a little bit electric. Black lights expose your flaws. Nothing wrong to me. Black light expose your flaws. Nothing wrong to me. Like, it's some songs I like on here. I hate to talk down on my guys. I got married in 2018, February 25th, right? A couple days later, we went to a JID and Earthgang concert with Loot. I took a picture with Johnny Venus. I really like these guys, for real. Like, I really love these guys. So it's just me coming as a brother, just giving them tough love, just challenging what they doing and challenging where they at. Because this ain't the music that I want from Earthgang. Like, I understand their brand, I understand their image, I understand what type of music that they put out. But Earth Gang, they still gonna give you some solid hip hop. They not gonna be too silly and step out too much out the box of the hip hop. And I feel like they're experimenting. This sounds like an experimental album because these are a couple of EPs and a couple Lucy's put together, plus other songs that we never heard. So, it sounds experimental. So at the end of the day, I can't get too hard on them because they took the risk. And the risk needs to be taken. And I don't know like how this album or this piece of artwork will turn out to be because this is a piece of artwork. This is the artistry. And I gave Tyler credit for artistry. This is artistry on Earth Gang's part. And Earth Gang has always been about artistry. But I feel like this is not the best art that we're used to seeing from them, and it's very underwhelming, right? It just doesn't, it disappoints me at the end of the day. And so I hope they can do something better. I hope they can come together. And to be honest, I think I just want to hear Johnny Venus at this point. I feel like Earthgang need to split up. Right? Can I be real? I think Earthgang need to split up. Right? Because I want to hear what Doc can do on his own. I want to hear what Johnny Venus can do on his own. Because I feel like they're both energies, they went so well together. Like at some points you couldn't even tell who was who on the track, but now it's very distinct on who is who. And I feel like their sounds are clashing too much with each other, and it's time to take a separation. It's time to take a break from each other. Same way Big Boy and Andre 3K did. So I say that to Earth Gang. I think it's time to separate. I think it's time to get off Dreamville. I think it's time to start anew. I think it's time to separate. I think it's time for y'all both to go solo, both do something different separately, and see how that goes for y'all. And then y'all come back together when that's done, just like the Migos did, just like Outkast did, just like other groups before them, the Hot Boys. We see the Hot Boys reunion, right?